boy, do we have an exciting episode prepared for you today. For the first time in a long time, all the guys are back together!
What?
Aye!
Yep.
There he is. Harrison,
That's it.
David,
He's back.
Dustin, yours truly,
Yeah.
me.
Cam was like in front of the camera. I'm like,
I was blocking you on purpose.
I know. I'm like, he's trying to do a little
It's
thing.
"Ah."
He said, wait a minute. That can't possibly be Harrison. His knees aren't showing.
Yeah, I love how Cameron always yelled at everybody for wearing shorts.
These are
Sicko.
actually nice shorts.
Look at this man.
Put the pillow in the middle. Devon,
Cover
Look
it
at
up.
this
Cover
man.
them up.
Cover it up. Sin in the camp.
I don't want to touch your legs.
Welcome to the Calm Down Fine podcast. Episode 60. Enjoy this episode.
Same age as David.
You know, I noticed that you were wearing shorts before we started recording, and I
Yeah.
specifically didn't say anything because I didn't want you to get changed so I could make fun of you on
I
air.
already thought about it. I already thought about it, and I was like, yeah, these are cargo shorts. These aren't baggy basketball shorts that have stains on them.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Dude,
Anyway,
the issue is the nakedness of man.
Dude, these
Yeah.
are like right above the knee, like how they're supposed to be. Look.
Look at that. Those lust machines over there.
Now you know my struggle.
I just want to say, I think that
Could you scoot over a little bit, actually?
What are you talking about?
put the pillow in the middle.
You're literally
We
on
made
my,
it
pretty much on my
through
cushion at that
the
point.
intro for the first time
There we
without
go. Now it's
actually
Now we're
saying
safe.
anything or making any noise. First time we've ever done that, and it was the most stressful 12 seconds of my life. God, I've never wanted to speak more.
Just being quiet for 12 seconds.
Whew, it's hard.
Do you want to hear a funny story?
Yep, tell me.
I want to get this out of the way before I forget. It's something small. So you remember how the last episode I talked about how my dad found this watch, the Galaxy,
Yes.
Yeah.
the Galaxy 5 watch, and he gave it to me, so I got this brand new watch
You know
for free.
the story.
Did the guy contact you?
No, funny enough, the very next day.
After podcast.
Yep, the very next day after we recorded, Cameron's like, "We call that clean living, stuff like that." Ooh, blessing! I got a free watch. Woo, yeah. The very next day,
Mm-hmm.
my phone breaks, so I had to buy a new phone.
Yeah.
So,
It's the judgment of the Lord.
yep.
That's what you get from stealing the.
But you got a free watch.
Yep, caught right up to me.
You're like Achan, dude. You stole the Babylonian garments.
Yeah.
Yep,
Now we're dead even.
got me.
Now it's just living, not
Yep.
clean living, just
Yep.
living.
Just living.
We're not quite a dirty living, but we're just living.
Everything just evens out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very next day, and I need my phone for work, and it was right before camp, so I definitely needed my phone. So I had to buy one, and
The watch looks good though.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I bought new wristbands for it.
Here's the
All
most
right.
important thing. Harry, were you here at all for the Tiger?
I listened to it.
I know he sent a message in the group text.
Dude, I took a video tonight at the fair.
Oh my
These ginormous Clydesdales.
God. It was.
I mean, dude, they're taller than that TV, and these cops were on them, and I'm like,
Sounds like
Look,
me
steak.
with a sword.
Round steak.
He turned around
I'm
and looked
surprised
at me.
nobody went with elephants though.
We're not.
I
talking
did.
About,
I
we're
said
talking
I
about
did.
Like Hannibal, the whole war elephants. Beat
That
the
was
Roman
me.
cavalry.
That was me. I picked elephants.
Bruh.
Glad we're on the same page. Listen,
It's facts.
Listen, when he saw the horse, he turned around and
Carthage.
looked at me and it was like, me on a horse. I mean, he said, me with a sword. He's like, me and a sword.
But it wasn't a sword, it was a golf club.
Pointed
Yeah,
at
you're
the-
right, and I would lose with that. But I didn't think the argument would go that far to where I'd have to actually
problem was-
legitimately.
Somebody at camp, I forget who it
Oh,
was,
I gotta read this email.
brought up the debate at camp this past week, and they said that the tiger would go eat Cameron and his horse, and then I could just practice my golf swing in the background.
Seriously.
Well, the
What do you mean,
problem.
seriously?
It wasn't even fair. You don't go on National Geographic and see, a group of zebras just mollywopping a tiger. It's always
Now
vice versa.
there was one teenager who was hardcore, like on Team Horse,
Yeah.
and as soon as he said it, about 7 people at camp were like, "You are dumb."
Right.
You
Like they
dumb
never had.
boy.
It's not the.
They never had in
problem-
the gladiator pit. they never had. Oh no, we have all these men keeping
This is the new ants
horses,
versus humans.
horses in chains, like release the trap doors, and horses are just attacking. Like nobody's really afraid of them.
Well, obviously, we weren't saying that it was horses against tigers. It was a animal to bring in battle. I chose a horse to use as an aid.
You were using
my,
it as an aid. David
Yes.
was using it as a weapon.
I'm killing the lion or the tiger.
With what?
My horse
With what?
With my golf club.
I just want to acknowledge that the first problem he's going to face is getting the horse from the cop. It was a gun, not a sword.
No,
Cassie thinks very highly
gonna
of Cam
steal-
because he kept
he
telling
does.
everybody the Mongolians with their bows and arrows. I was like, but that's not what's on the horse, Cassie. It's Cameron with a golf club, with a 9-iron.
Would a
Listen.
golf club be useful at all on an elephant? I'm like, there's no way you can.
There's no point.
There's
I
no
would just
range at
use the
that
I'll be
elephant.
point.
honest with you. I don't think that a golf
It's
club
like,
is going to
chuck
be
it.
useful in any, even in me versus the horse. I don't think I'm hurting a horse that much.
Unless
with
you
a
have
golf
it
club.
like,
No.
unless you're on the
Hey,
elephant,
hey.
and like you
think so?
extend it out like
Hey.
a selfie
Hit
stick.
anything in the head with a golf club you're gonna feel it.
David, have
True.
you ever played Left 4 Dead? You can
I
use a
have.
golf club to kill zombies. In Left 4 Dead 2.
That's
There you go.
Mic drop. That
Is
is.
there your food compressor?
Yeah, what is happening?
Cam's house is falling apart.
Is your house about to like take off? Is your house a rocket?
Are you making coffee?
No, it sounds like your air handler or something.
Lord, take the demons out of Cam's house.
Oh, she's giving Case in a bath.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
okay.
Yeah.
We can confirm Cameron does
Your
in
drain
fact
must-
bathe his
Is your
child.
drain in the wall?
Kayla does at least.
Caleb,
I guess it's
Yeah.
the tub's right there. So if he comes through, we can say hi again.
They might have drained it.
Um,
Oh, camp
your
was a
water
good
works.
time.
That's a blessing.
Oh,
Harry, you
here's
went
what's,
to you went to multiple camps since last time
Hold
you were
up,
here.
hold up.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, this is an email.
One,
We'll read these emails.
2 years in a row. Lord's blessing.
Oh, you won?
Yeah, we won.
Let's go. What was your name this year?
Risen with Christ.
Yeah, we have to rebuke you.
Wow.
I still don't
Did you wear
even
the
understand.
socks?
Nah, I didn't wear socks.
No.
So at what point do you get
What?
slashed with like
Heretical?
heretical
Um,
heretical Harry?
You see, there's a fine line between winning and morals.
Between many.
And you won.
And we won.
He
And
chose
we won.
winning.
We won.
Which, speaking of winning, we went to camp this past week, and I think I knew by Wednesday we were gonna lose, like because they split the whole camp up into 2 teams, and this year was the Mandalorians versus the Jedi, and the Mando had a pretty stacked team for some of the sports, like basketball easy, frisbee was easy, football was easy, but Wednesday I was like, oh, we're definitely going to lose.
Yeah.
And we did. We lost.
However,
We won
frisbee,
by
it was
like
worth
50
losing
points.
to just destroy frisbee.
Frisbee was so much fun. I hit Cam with a no-look pass to the end zone.
And then
That
we
was a connection, boy.
we thought it was halftime.
Oh, dude, this is so
We literally thought it was halftime. We were beating this team 12-4.
Yeah, bro. And
Me and David, I'm great at Ultimate Frisbee. And David's great at Ultimate Frisbee.
we've been playing together
And we've
for
been
like
playing
15
forever.
years.
For 13, 14 years playing at camps and meeting up and playing with groups or whatever. So, but we never get to be on the same team because we're always separate.
Right.
We always end up being captains.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
this
and I'm just
year-
saying, like,
But
what?
not this year.
So we're on the same team. Like, okay, I don't think I've, and I'm not. I don't even against you. I don't think my team's ever lost at Ultimate Frisbee.
Last year.
Did they lose?
Yeah, we beat you. Remember I hit that full field pass to David Holloman?
No.
I remember.
It's football then I've never lost.
For sure. Because I'm terrible at football.
But I don't.
I don't
know.
even pretend to be good at football.
I don't remember losing at Frisbee, but
Last year.
I believe you. Because
Last year I took the...
You took the L.
Yeah, it was a close game. We were playing to 7. I think it was 6-6. And I just launched it the full length
Well,
of the
it's
field.
like a
Wow.
3-man podcast. Bye, David. Anyways, so we're on the same team, and we thought it was halftime.
Now, let's
There's 3 seconds
so
left.
we split up the team into 2 squads, which was a squad which was, I mean, it was a solid squad. They were up 2 when our like rotation of players came into the game. And I think we gave up 1 point the entire time that we were on the field. So like we were playing very well.
It was like
playing very
we
well.
were scoring every drive, just
Yeah. And
we're just crushing them, and then
they go, there's
the
3 seconds
ref
left on.
goes, it's 3 seconds left, and then went out of bounds, so it stopped.
So I'm
And
like,
so we all huddled up. We're like, all right, listen,
we gotta come on the plane.
we got to throw it to the end zone because we have a whole other half, and they could come back on our other squad. So we have to
Right.
really pad the score. So
we needed one of 2 people to throw, which was me or Cameron. So I said, Cameron, throw.
didn't they
and
throw
said-
off? They were throwing off.
Yeah,
to us.
and I
That's
said-
what it was.
I said,
so it was
Cameron,
3 seconds
you
left. They
throw.
were throwing off to us.
I said,
There you
Cameron, you throw. The rest of us are just gonna bolt to the end zone. Right, and I'm like, because I'm trying to put a buffer on here, so when the squads change back out, there's enough of a
Right.
space to where
A gap, a
Yeah.
cushion.
we could. So, dude, we bolt down, and in 3 seconds,
He throws it. It does a big arch. I catch it, and I'm counting. I'm like 1, 2, and I launch it. It goes
dude, and I'm
from
just,
one side. It goes all the way up.
I'm in the end
Goes all the
zone.
way back to the end zone.
Defenders like the frisbee gaps
it
the
was like
fingers like this
Like
much.
3 people's hands were like just
And I'm
right
just-
to David's hand.
I didn't even have to move. I'm just
And then
standing
they
there.
say game
yeah, dude. So I thought
13-4.
Salt in the
I
wind.
thought, yeah, dude. I thought we were like strategizing to just put a gap there for like comfort.
No.
And no, Eric Tweet tells me after the game, goes, "Nah, bro, you thought you were strategizing. The end of that game was you going."
Total nail in the coffin.
And after I realized what we had done, I felt so bad. I was like, "Oh, we could have just held the
It
frisbee."
was really funny.
It's really good though.
So funny.
Memorable story.
And we were all like, "Yeah," because it was cool. Like it's literally how we drew it up. All right, 3 seconds.
I mean, you
grab
drew
it,
up
and it was
perfectly.
by the sideline. Shoo, throws it up, goes, almost gets caught, tipped by someone right into David's hands. Perfect, no big deal. Oh, sorry. And a bunch of teenagers, kids, like, oh,
You gotta learn.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oops.
two of the preachers just shoving it down their throats.
Preachers that week were like, we're preaching, hey, we want you to get help during the services, but outside of it, we're gonna lay the smack down on you.
Who won the camp counselor? The counselor versus kids.
Basketball? Oh, counselors. I don't know. Counselors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play?
Yeah.
I went into the RV and accidentally fell asleep.
No, it's fine. We won. And
Really?
yeah, and the first game, because we had 2 counselor teams and 2 camper teams, and the first game like wasn't even close. The second game started out close, and then the end of the game we were like, all right, let's not be those guys. So
But they had a good team, I thought. They had Olin, Carl, Israel.
yeah, they had some decent players out there, but I mean, you've got counselors who've been this year with all the counselors that have been playing basketball for years and years and years. So Jason Dumas, like for dinner, was like, "Who won the counselor versus camera game?" And I was like, "Counselors," and he goes, "No surprise there." Dude, I was like, "Wow."
Stupid kids. You have any stories, Harry, from camp?
We won by 50 points, which was
What
like
was this team's name?
no, it was Risen with Christ. It was I'm saying that I was in this year.
Someone told my father-in-law, like, his name's Risen with Christ. My father-in-law was like, he's like, if there's a line, Harrison's always across it. Because remember last year it was struck by Will Smith?
Yep.
That
To
was
be
funny,
fair,
though.
I think I explained it over the podcast. Well, like, so I gave it to
the other one was
Pastor.
ice in my veins or something.
Yeah,
like that.
that wasn't that bad. Ice Man was pretty good.
But the picture
Struck
was
by
the
Will
best
Smith,
was Olaf.
That wasn't even with doing the sheesh,
Bro,
ice in the veins with a watch and a chain and a gold tooth.
and it's just like his like stick arm. He's like,
This thing. I was really proud of that
so
one.
Funny.
But
That's really good, Harry.
yeah, like praise the Lord. I just want to thank our Lord and Savior
Praise the
Jesus
Lord.
Christ.
My coaches, my
But no,
family.
the struck by Will Smith. I think I mentioned before. Like I gave, so it wasn't even my idea. It was another kid's name. So I gave it to, wrote it down, gave it to Pastor
You're a
Fisher.
leader, Harry. It doesn't
And-
matter if it's your idea. You approved of it and you
Yeah,
used it.
and Pastor Fisher looked at it. And he's like, he laughed. He's like, I don't know if we can do this. So he went to your father-in-law.
He doesn't have any idea.
He
I
wants
love
your
how
father-in-law.
every year
Of cour-
Harry submits a name and there's a council meeting afterwards. Like,
And
are we
what's your
gonna allow
he
this?
went to your father-in-law, and he's
Who has
like,
no idea about cultural issues.
it's fine. Struck by Will Smith. That's pretty relevant. So he's like, so he laughs. He's like, I don't know if we can do this. Let me go talk to the preacher, Brother Abdel Judah, youth pastor at Hammond. So he goes talk to him. Brother Abdel Judah laughs, loves it. So that's three men more spiritual than me who got it. So that's a clear in my book.
I mean,
It's clear.
And then so we
it's
stayed
enough
up
to
till like
convince me.
Yeah.
they had a fight club.
All right,
and
now we're
The
talking.
junior high. Well, last year they had like fight club with like
You're already
big
breaking the
boxing
first two rules
gloves.
of Fight Club.
With boxing gloves, I know. Say like boxing ring.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody got hurt. And then this year was like, all right, no fight club. So the kids in JV, they had wrestling, so it's different than fight club. It's wrestling.
It's
So
Russell
they had
Club.
all like the mattresses laid out.
We used to do that too.
And like it was in like Jeff Weaver's cabin. So it went well. I'm like, all right, kids, this was last night. It's like, all right, well, all you guys are going to say your verses. We stayed up till 3 a.m. I'm like, you're not going to bed until you say all your verses. And we won by one verse. So,
Hey.
and then, junior camp went well. It was awesome. The camp's only been running for like 10 years. So it was really cool to see, Pastor Jim Gardner, who was like ex FBI interrogator. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I bet altar
Yeah.
calls are rough with that.
Yeah. But
Invitations
Nah,
are
super-
hard.
super-
Comes
nice.
up to you and like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I know you have sin in your life.
Yeah, dude.
And I know what sin it is.
Their,
And
their baptismal pool is just a water board.
Yeah,
That yeah.
buried in the likeness of his death.
Yeah, like, and the sun, and just like you bring him up every time.
Is the church they put like a sack over your head instead?
yeah.
What's that?
Oh,
What's
that's
that?
Yeah.
It's like
The
a full body
The
robe.
baptismal robe, yeah.
Full body.
It's just a,
It goes over your head.
it's just a hose.
Oh man,
I
that's rough.
baptize you, my brother. So, but
Once you
his
start,
son,
you just can't stop.
yeah, his son Nick was on my bus route when I was at Solid Rock, so that was pretty cool to catch up with him. So it was his first time doing the whole week as far as preaching, so he did really good. Brother Jesse had Brother Charlie Clark send like a word of encouragement to Brother Nick, because obviously he was nervous, but in the first he got nervous at first and he got progressively better, so it was good.
What do you mean? He preached? Who preached?
Nick, so his son Nick Gardner is a guy in the Bible College in Vision. So it was the guy who was supposed to preach was Brother Paul, but he was at Brother Paul Coyle, who's in Illinois.
Right.
So Paul's family was there. He had to stay at the church. So Nick was, the replacement guy. Did the whole camp, the whole week preaching. So he did good. So it was a good first experience.
I should have had you preach.
What's up?
I should have had you preach.
Revival.
No.
Did they have morning and night service?
They had morning and night service. So
And he preached every service?
he preached at night, and then in the morning was Brother JR from Liberty, who's there.
How many kids were at this camp?
Smaller. So probably like 50, 60 altogether. But camp's only been over 10 years.
From what age group?
I'm guessing your typical like 3rd to 6th grade.
And did they have camp every week? Just once a week?
They were doing multiple camps in the summer. It wasn't every week, but it was like they did it a few times. I think Jesse was there for like, he's like, this is 4th one there. Because they'll
Fourth
do.
week this year?
Yeah.
How do they get him?
I guess he just stays there.
Every year?
I don't know. I didn't really.
I'd say a smaller camp, a kids camp. Jesse Craigle, you're getting 4 weeks out of the year. That's pretty big deal.
The food, honestly,
That's it.
the food was
Just-
the best camp food I've ever had. It was incredible.
Can't be beef. No beef.
Oh, there you go.
It was the best camp food I ever
There
had.
you are, Jesse.
No beef. At our camp, at the camp we were at this past week, a guy walks up and he goes, I was standing there talking to Eric, and we were just talking about camp stuff or whatever. I can't even remember
You better start talking to us when you're
exactly what the details
I'm
were.
working.
But a guy
I don't have any input.
a guy walks up to us and he goes, "Is that Eric?" And I go, "Yeah, this is my friend Eric." And he goes, "You mean This is Eric Tweed. I looked at Eric. I go, how does it feel to be recognized for a podcast you're not even on?
That's it.
Nobody recognized you from a podcast.
I mean, it's a bunch of kids in West Virginia, so they really didn't.
They don't
at
have
snow camp. I mentioned at
podcasts
snow
out
camp
there.
they did. They're like, "Hey, watch podcasts," and I was like, "Oh, cool."
I'm putting out shirts at the
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be weird. Like when I go to the summit, like all the pastors gonna be like, "Oh, we know about you." I'm like, "I know, I'm just humble servant of the Lord."
We should have taken shirts to camp because I had about
I'm like,
17 kids.
I'm
ask
here.
me.
I'm here to be catch
I
a
was like,
blessing,
You guys know
not
we have a website, right?
to
No, be a
Like Brother Sisk is here. You go talk to him. I'm fine. I'm just a man.
I'm just sitting in this corner by myself.
Yeah, like
David.
Brother Kenny Baldwin just preaches a fire message, and like there's a huge line to talk to us.
That would really throw that for a loop.
We're just over there taking pictures with everybody. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Kids want piggyback rides. Like, oh,
We're just
come
gonna
on, buddy.
pose with the Christian flag, all four of us, like Iwo Jima.
That's so funny.
It says holding the line for the
Yeah.
Christian faith.
Someone's got to do it.
oh man,
Bless God.
Here he is again, Heretical Harry.
It's funny.
It's great.
It's fine. He
It's a
said
good
bless
visual
God,
right
so
there. Yeah, but bless God, like is like grace. It just covers everything you just said.
That's so funny.
So
So, did you see the? I mean, I know I sent it to you. Did you guys see the thumbnail for last week's episode
I think it
on
did.
YouTube? So I was,
assume it's AI.
yeah, I was trying to figure out like trying to find an AI program to just like make a thumbnail, and I found an app that uses AI
Mm-hmm.
to recreate like a picture
Mm-hmm.
that's already on your phone.
I
So
had no idea what my picture was. I looked at it for a
It
long
looks,
time trying to figure it out.
so it's a picture I took from when we were sitting around the table, and it was a picture you were like drinking out of a Mountain Dew or something like
I know,
that.
but like I'm trying to figure out what I'm.
It
wearing.
looks like we're in an. If I'm looking at it right now, it looks like a Batman DC comic.
Yeah, well,
And
that's what it
it's
was.
like
Is that
a
it made it,
multiverse of like 3 Batmen.
it drew it like you guys were superheroes, and I was like, I'm gonna pick this one. They're gonna appreciate the fact they all look jacked.
No,
I think
that's
it
just
looks any
Dustin.
I think I missed something.
That is pretty crazy though.
Oh, no,
how
no. It should be on YouTube.
Oh, I don't
because
have that.
that's the
Here,
like that's what I'm wearing, like the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
What am I wearing though? That's what
And
I thought you
you're
said.
wearing like an X-Men suit.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, word.
Dustin has his flannel on.
Yeah,
still.
Dustin
you had your
and
hoodie,
I-
and I have an actual superhero suit on.
Yeah.
look at them forearms,
You see it?
Dustin.
Look at how jacked I am.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's changed like from real life is just what you're wearing, Cam.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Everyone
gonna-
else is in normal clothes, and I'm in a superhero.
That is
outfit.
crazy how it
I'm just
works.
gonna spend the rest of
Yeah.
the podcast plus.
But it even has like the box and all that stuff.
They also had they had another one where they could turn you into like Pixar characters. So I did
Yep.
one with me and Nikki.
Aw,
Yeah,
that's cool.
she looks much better.
Than me.
No, just
You look like
What's wrong with
Let me-
you?
Saving you.
Let me see
Hey.
it again. Let me see it again.
Pull your gun out, shoot him,
Hmm.
that's on purpose. I said that. Nick.
because he's
What's the
stupid.
guy like the Seth
David, that doesn't look
Seth
like you.
Rogen? Is it Seth Rogen? Is that the guy's name?
No, I'm yeah.
Like a Pixar Seth Rogen
yeah.
is what you look
Oh,
like.
yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I put
Looks
in a
like
picture
Seth.
of us at the Delaware Thunder game, and
Like
it was
Seth
like
Rogen,
make me
but
look
a
like
lot less
Pixar
pounds.
character. Yeah,
Yeah,
my neck's
He's
not
kinda
that thick.
big.
But yeah, it was a pretty cool program.
That's neat.
That is pretty crazy. Well, good thing Mom got out of the graphic design while she could, or else you lost the job to AI.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. It was all floppy, but it was
Yeah.
here. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we have to at some point get back into our calls.
Yeah.
We still have like 40 numbers. That we
Call
don't
the
know.
first name in your
Yeah,
phone.
I love how we asked everybody to send in their phone numbers,
Is that
Let's
just
call
one
someone
next
right
one?
now.
and we called.
I hit play. Sorry, I didn't.
Is that Daniel?
No, it's the Lindsay's.
No.
Oh,
I
At
was,
least.
I was so confused. I was like, what is happening? Right now?
Water
I-
deep.
I saw I accidentally hit it, but I
Yeah.
didn't think I didn't know it was connected.
I appreciate you have good music though. I had
I
one
know.
time a guy
this is my favorite.
Of God.
in
God's
Bible college
backhand.
was he plugged in like his aux and he just ran. It wasn't intentional, but like his I don't know if like his Spotify or something opened up. It started playing like Iggy Azalea.
Oh,
I was like, it's not a
who are you calling?
Proverbs 7 white rapper.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on right now? So,
Was
it's
this
like, why is it on my phone?
Are you calling my phone?
I'm calling him.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey.
hey, you're dumb.
Oh my goodness.
That's good.
I totally
Hey,
got him.
open
I got
that
him.
box. See if there's a number in there. We'll
I
just
got
call
him
it
so
randomly.
good. Is there any numbers written down? Let's just make up a number and call it.
See what it is.
Can someone throw the Sour Patch Kids at me really, really
number?
hard?
There's a number here, but there's no
Please.
name.
Yeah, like we did
Just call
that.
it.
Just call Dustin. Call it.
Just call it.
What's the
All right. Here.
Let me see.
Here. I'm not gonna read it out loud.
Hello, you've been awarded a new car. Come pick it up.
Well,
All right
my
then.
insurance is gonna be sky high.
Woo.
Especially when they find out it's stolen.
Oh, so fun, dude. No way did we fall for this a second time,
We just called it randomly. That's why.
dude. How do we fall for that
Watch it
twice?
does it, yeah.
You didn't really fall for
We
it
didn't
though.
fall for it. It was a random pick.
It's the bag on the door.
It'll never happen again.
Was that just the old one you threw in there?
I don't remember.
Can't believe we're in
I got another one.
on live TV.
Another one. Funny story, Cameron. We left camp and we were on our way back home from camp, and we get a little more than halfway home, and the team boys start going, What are we getting for lunch? What are we gonna stop and have for lunch? And I was like, it's a surprise, and the surprise was.
No lunch.
We didn't. We were just coming home.
That's always the best surprise.
Yep.
Dustin, can you pass it?
Because we
Yeah.
stopped for gas, and Eric goes, I kind of just want to go home. And I was like, yes, deal. Let's do that. So, and we didn't tell any of the teenagers.
Surprise! It's a home cooked meal.
Yeah, they were like, so what are we doing for lunch? It's a surprise. Oh, okay.
Dude, what time did you get
Surprise.
home?
2 o'clock. Yeah. Oh, funny. Here's
That's
another
funny.
number.
All right, call it.
What is this number? Oh my gosh, I can't even read that. Did you write that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If this is another.
This is going to be something dumb. It's a 1- number.
Well, that's how all phone numbers start. So,
Oh,
Yeah, that's what goes before the area code.
shut up.
It's a 1 dash.
it's a 1 dash number. That's how every number in America is.
Not
I'm
911.
sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up
Oh,
yet.
I was going to leave
Please
a bad
try your
voicemail.
call again later.
Shut up.
Goodbye.
Man, dude.
Let's try it with
Hey,
the one. I didn't
Kason.
type the one.
Show them to the people.
I didn't put the 1 in before. I don't know if I needed to.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
All right, welcome to the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast. Number on this piece of paper.
We're not sure who we're calling, but we have your number.
We had your number written down, so we gave you a call.
Very cool.
So
Am I supposed to disclose who this is at this point?
that would probably
It would
Wait a
help
minute,
us
wait a
out
minute.
for sure.
Man, do I know this? I feel like I know this voice. Speak a little bit more.
Hello.
I
Check
hear a-
1 2.
I hear a baby. This is. I
Layla
know who this is. This is. Hold up. This is. Wait a minute.
He
don't
doesn't
know?
No. I do.
Future
doesn't
boy?
know.
I can't remember your.
Does he know who you are?
Yes, I can't remember your name. I know.
Oh my
Hey.
goodness.
You're a jerk.
Carlin, just tell him.
Carlin
I'll
and
call
Evan.
back.
I
Sorry.
get it. Carlin and Evan.
Sorry, that was Joe Rogan giving me a shout. I told him I'll call him back later.
Yes.
I'm on the
Evan,
phone with
this
Calm
is
Down, It's
Evan.
Fine podcast.
Stewart. Is it Stewart?
Stewart.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Evan Stewart. This is Katie. Katie's brother-in-law. Katie
Yeah,
Bates'
my
brother-in-law.
daughter's
Okay.
asking me to help her to go to the bathroom, but
Yeah, you
I
can
just,
call
left.
us back because you did send in your
no,
number, so you
I
have
just,
to
I
keep
just
the.
left. It's okay.
Just leave her
left.
just leave her
left.
She's got to learn somehow.
So
Yeah.
this is Cam. This is Harrison's here. David's here. Dustin's here. But basically, what we're doing,
Very
Evan,
nice to meet you all.
we haven't called people in forever, so we just like, oh, we got to do that again. So
We
we just
found some numbers we had
What's the
written
next
down.
one?
we just pulled the numbers out of the hat. But I was gonna actually
Wow,
call,
I'm super excited and
another one?
and blessed to
bro.
be in this opportunity.
Yes, for sure. I was actually gonna call your number, knowing that we were calling you, but this is good.
Yeah. So, Evan, have you listened to all of our episodes? There's a.
Have I listened to what was that?
Have you listened to all of our episodes?
Oh no, we're breaking up.
Oh,
Well,
huh.
it's not our service.
I was afraid this would happen.
Evan, you do know that when you answer a phone call from our podcast, that when we post the clip on Instagram, you have to share it to your story.
Yeah, as long as my cell number's not visible, then I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, no,
we
would,
didn't read it out loud.
Yeah,
or
we
anything.
figure
That's
your
the following
200,000 followers would help our podcast, but we well, we'll repost you. We got about 300, so
There we go. Let's go. That's pretty fair.
even up.
Yeah.
Pretty
Fair
fair.
trade.
We were actually we were talking about Teslas last week,
Yeah.
and I was thinking
love
about calling you
Teslas.
last week. Do you have a Tesla?
Yeah. I just got one like a month and a half ago.
Hey,
Which
hold
model
up,
did you get?
Hold up.
Absolutely loving it. We went with the Tesla Model X,
The X. Is
so we're
that
having fun with it.
is that the one with the wing doors?
It is. It
That's
is.
so cool.
It is. It's a blessing. It's fun.
I saw a video. I saw the video you put on Instagram, a short of you getting. It was like you and your son getting out of a party or whatever, and I saw the
Oh,
wing,
yeah,
I saw
yeah.
the wing doors, like you holding him, like going to that car, and I was like, oh, there it is. But I haven't seen it. Yet.
Yeah, it makes it super easy putting kids in car seats because, like, well, I'm so short, I can practically sit on the car seat, like stand on top, and still not hit the door. So it's convenient.
Yeah. Well, me and Evan have something in common. We both married into famous families.
Oh.
So me, so,
So there's
so
a
me and
kinship
there's
there.
a connection. Me and
kinship.
Evan's
A
like-
mutual bond.
Yeah, me. I'm Cameron Clark, and he's Evan Bates.
That's right.
So I just saw a thing literally the other day, Evan. It was like someone sent it to me. It was like the Cameron Manarese, best known for being related to the Clark family.
You saw that somewhere?
It's on Winky. It's on Fundy Winky or something. Winky Fundy or something.
Dude, I have no
And
idea
then
what this is.
on
but
the
it's
Clark,
hilarious.
on the
Like
Clark
a wiki
families, it
thing?
goes best known for being related to the Bates family, and then the Bates family be like best known for being associated with the Duggar family or something. Like it's gonna go all the way.
Oh wow!
It just keeps going
it's
up.
like the famous family
Like,
tree.
It's just like
That's right. That's right. We're just in a train.
yeah, it just never ends.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, so.
Oh man.
our-
Well,
our-
what are you guys up to?
Our episode today is on. I guess we should ask you is on social media, and it is funny
No way.
because yeah, literally social media. That's what our episode's on. So-
Okay, I'm starting to think this number was not called accidentally.
No, I promise you
was.
it was because we
don't know
we
what-
dialed it wrong the first time.
Literally,
And-
we dialed one and we got rickrolled. So
Yeah.
it was the rickroll. Oh, we're gonna-
Yeah, I think I got a call earlier and tried to answer it, and nothing
Yeah, your
happened.
voicemail's not set up. You should probably get on that.
Did you call that twice?
I called it, but I didn't put the one in there.
Oh, okay.
I put
So then
the
we
one
called
in,
this
and then I
one.
tried
Then we
it.
called this one. So we called the rickroll song came on, and then we just pulled another one out of the hat and did this one. But literally, this is insane because Evan and Carlin are literally influencers.
Are you really?
Yes. Right.
I mean, I guess that's a term people use. I feel it's a weird term.
What would you
but I
call
guess
it?
that's-
It is
not
a
being,
weird
I'm not
term.
being smart at all. What would you consider yourself?
I mean, I'm just a media guy. Like, I enjoy filmmaking, so I just go with like
Internet personality.
filmmaker, editor, stuff like that. Yeah. But that's just my side of it.
so
I have
are-
fun with all that.
So what's your claim to social media fame? Like what is the bulk of your social media presence?
Oh man,
You can go ahead and
we
tell
have a
them. I mean,
family
like,
YouTube
just
channel. Yeah. We have a family YouTube channel, the Stewart Fam. That's what I
the Stew Crew.
film for.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
the Stew Crew. Film for that, edit for that, and then my wife owns a boutique that I help take photos and videos and media for as well. So
Interesting.
Subscribers on YouTube. What do you have? Like 180,000 or something?
180 something. Yeah,
Wow.
That's legit.
That's a
It's
few more
fun.
than us.
I enjoy it.
That's a couple
Just
more
a
than
little
us.
bit
A couple more.
At
Not
least
many more.
at least 12.
And then
You-
combined
You'll be there.
Instagram,
Like a K
combined
or something,
Instagram,
right?
you have what 400? What with Carlin and you got to have around
with-
over 300, right?
Yeah, with Carlin and mine on Instagram, then the YouTube, it's like 600,000 or 700,000. Instagram's probably like
That's amazing.
5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's so weird that we're doing it, social media.
And we pulled his
That's
number
so
out.
nuts.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's crazy because I promise we
Well-
didn't set this up. Like literally.
Yeah.
It'd be weirder if we pulled my name out of that.
Yeah. So
No, I believe you. I believe
so
you.
through Instagram, through basically your social media has taken over. Like it's so big right now.
Right.
What are some
Mhm.
obviously? Well, I'm not trying to keep you all night. We'll ask you a few questions just because you're here.
Okay. Yeah,
We're-
yeah.
3 minutes tops.
Go ahead,
Pros
go
and
ahead.
cons of social media. Obviously, you can make a living at social media. That's what you do for a living.
Right.
So that's a blessing. That's a pro.
Yeah, pros. You obviously do make some money from it, so I'd put that under a pro. I would put flexibility of lifestyle under a pro, and just the fun of like I said, I like to film and edit, so I'm getting to do what I love. Con is you're kind of just out there in the public eye, so you never really know.
It's Evan,
like, I mean,
Evan Stewart.
I found
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Evan Stewart, 16. He's verified.
Yes. I'll ask this question. Probably, I mean,
Awesome.
if someone has something else, that's fine. So everyone always talks about this. We were going to get into this, but the pressures of social media. I think we all know, like, what you see on social media is not always. Everyone always posts their best moments. Everyone
Right.
always posts. I mean, and I understand that. Like, I don't go around posting my bad moments, but
Right.
when you are a creator and you have to put stuff on to literally, you have to put stuff on. Like, even I know for our Instagram, for our page, if we don't,
Yeah.
like, I haven't put something like a video on or anything like 3 weeks, and you can
Right.
tell because it's like, okay, traffic slows up. So when it's all you're doing, that's what you have to do. Does it get the pressure of having to create and put something on and constantly be thinking about? Well, I know for Travis and Katie, that's probably a real thing too. But like,
yeah.
where's the balance of real life and reality
Yeah, I
versus
mean, so
what you put out?
that's
What you
the-
put out?
Right. That's the fun thing I like about doing like the vlog style, like
Right.
YouTube form videos. Is I mean, it obviously is going to be different than just magazine articles you see on celebrities or whatnot.
Right.
Like you're going to keep it more real because obviously you're putting a video out a week. Like we started, I guess we've been doing it for the YouTube portion for 3.5 years, and I don't think I've missed a Saturday since.
Wow.
So, I mean, it comes to a lot of different things, trying to be creative, film fun things, film this. But obviously, we've said it on our YouTube. You're not just going to set the camera up and film an argument
Right.
between you and your wife or something.
All right, let's
So-
get real. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, slap
Peek
your
behind the
wife.
curtain.
But there is a balance. Like we do try to like show the ups and downs of life, or if things are going on, or things we're working on, even as a couple. Like maybe us talking about it could help somebody else as well. So, I mean, we don't have it all together, but I think there's the balance of trying to be as real as you're willing for,
Right.
whoever in the world to see it,
Yep. No, I
So-
get that.
which that's easier when you're filming and editing your own stuff. That's what I like about YouTube. It's kind of,
Right.
you can be real and you can put out there what you want.
Yeah. No, it's good. And if
Is that now? I think that's everything you texted me to say, right?
yeah,
So-
absolutely. I'll send you our cashier's check.
Okay, good.
We have your email, so we can contact.
Yeah.
Right. Just send the invoice.
Yeah. I got you. Anyone else have something real quick?
Yeah, I'm doing some math.
What are you talking about?
7.
Oh, trying to figure out how much more followers he has.
He only has 126,624 more followers than us. So
Hey.
we
Yeah,
are
so
on the up and coming.
What was the thing that made you jump into social media as much as you have?
So obviously, for most anyone that knows of my wife's family, like they've kind of been in that
Right.
area of life for a while. But for me, with the the YouTube stuff is more what I run. Like Carlin enjoys doing it with me, but I kind of take that and run it a little bit more. For that, it kind of goes back to, like I said, like growing up in our church, I loved like doing fun skits or videos with our youth group and watching people edit them and learning that type stuff.
Right.
So like I've always had a love for that. So I've just
Very
kind of, I
good.
started teaching myself, learning how to edit, learning how to do this. And so for me, it comes down to like this last week, I was able to help our church film VBS every night and then do a big recap video for it. 'Cause like I enjoy that. So now that I've put the practice into it, I'm also able to use it in other areas of service and whatnot. So kind of just like, it's my dream job for now. So
yeah, man, it's a blessing. It's awesome. And
It
obviously
is.
he's a Christian, and they serve in their church, and they
Yeah.
serve the
Right, right.
Lord. And
oh yeah, I should have started with it. My name's Evan Stewart. I'll be 28 on
Follower
August
Christ.
24th. Yep. Christian.
Christian atheist. To whom I have to be,
Yeah.
to what I have to be.
All things to all,
All
men.
things to all men.
Things to all
Right.
all men.
No. Hey, man, I appreciate you answering the phone. I was not expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. We just called a number and
I
it was
thought
perfect.
I thought we were gonna order pillows or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll send you that money. Then we have to just post our clip on your
Yeah.
on your story.
And I get 1
And
hour
then,
to ask you
yeah.
whatever dumb
And
questions I have.
just-
Do you live in a
You don't
TV?
have, I'm just
Okay.
teasing. You don't have to do that.
Well, it's
Clog
like
it.
I said, you got my email, so just send over the contract and the deliverable, and we'll get to looking at it.
That'll work. That'll
Nice. Now, I have one more question for you, Evan.
Go.
Okay.
Have you bought one of our shirts?
His ass breaking up again.
Sponsored.
I was going to say, are we
Sponsored
breaking up?
content.
Hey, next question. All right, you get
He's
get
got
the
two kids, and
you take one animal into battle. All right.
No,
Would you take a horse or a tiger?
this is stupid. You can't frame it
If
like
I
that.
could take one animal into battle,
No.
As in, look, this is your counterpart in war.
No.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
No. Yeah. I picked a horse. David picked
Yeah,
a tiger.
I know,
And
but
everyone
this
thinks
is-
the tiger would win.
Right, but if I'm letting it be these two animals, then he gets to pick between one or the other.
Yeah, it's not a binary choice.
Okay.
He can choose whatever he
Well,
wants for an
it-
animal.
Just remember
I
the size of the
think
check.
I'm just trying to understand, am I riding this animal into battle?
Yes,
or
You
are
can,
they-
but you don't
can't.
have to.
You
Is
can't.
it like the bottom portion of my body is this animal?
That's
or-
a better
Here it is.
plan.
Here it is. Here's what the
choose one lower torso.
you can pick one animal to bring into battle. I said I'm picking a horse because I can ride it. I can bring a weapon. David said I'm going to pick a tiger. And so
Solely
I'm
as a
like, so
weapon.
me against
Right, but
David.
see, but you're already adding negative influence.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I said he picked a
You're like,
tiger.
I picked a
I picked a horse,
I
he
picked a
picked a
horse
tiger.
because
What
I can
animal
ride
would
it and
be
I can
best
use
in
I
battle?
can use a
Here's-
weapon.
He
Here's
picked
what
a
I'm
tiger.
doing.
which
Okay.
you can't ride.
Hold on. Let
Right,
the man
okay.
talk. Let the man
You
talk.
said
Here's-
he picked a tiger, and then you went on. That's
Listen,
negative
listen.
influence.
You just did the
Listen,
whole
the
negative
Verizon-
influence thing, bringing it all up.
Let him-
Let
Hey,
Evan
hey,
speak.
hey,
Hey.
calm down. It's fine.
Calm
okay?
down, it's fine.
Calm down. It's fine. The Verizon minutes are going up as we speak. All right, so let's get to it. It's going to be a horse, and I'm going to mosey that battle into a body of water because cats.
I
That's what I'm
think
talking
we're
about.
breaking up. I think we're breaking up.
No, I think
can't-
tigers swim.
I can't. I
Evan,
think
if
we're
you
breaking up.
had the initial argument was a golf club, but if you had a sword, don't you feel like you could beat a tiger if you were on a horse?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you heard me. I'm going to mosey the horse over a body of water because the tiger's not going to come in anyway.
Right.
So
Chew on that.
then,
Tiger swim.
Then the battle's finished in the water.
You're
and,
right.
Yeah.
And we're just chilling. So, like I said, me and Evan are kindred.
Oh my goodness,
That
man.
was a great question, though. I'll be pondering that one for a while.
I expect to see a full YouTube video on it.
Yeah.
Evan, do you think you could beat 100 12-year-olds in a fight to the death?
With ants.
I don't.
He's a family-friendly
condone
vlog.
fighting
He can't
children.
say that.
I don't condone fighting children.
But
We
if
get
you
it,
had
we get
to.
it.
But if you had to.
This is the clip you have to repost, so be mindful.
Honestly,
If you had to defend.
there's nothing.
If you had to
There's
defend.
nothing.
If you had to defend your own children against 112-year-olds, could you do it?
He said there's nothing what?
Could I physically? No shot. I haven't worked out in at least 8 months.
Yeah, we need to work
But for
on
your
it.
family.
I would try to. I'd take care of my family best I could. Would I win? Well,
I love how
that depends. That
he's
depends if the
social media is my
children-
bread and
that
butter. I gotta be
depends if
careful how I
the-
word this.
Yeah.
Well, no. Whether I win or not depends on if the children have the tiger or the horse.
Perfect,
So-
perfect. All right, Evan, I appreciate
Yes,
you
we
answering the phone,
appreciate
man.
your time, man.
Okay. Well, I love you, fellas, and I want you to have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, man. Love you too. Peace out.
Okay. All right.
He
Bye-bye.
just wanted to hear that. He said, "Oh, I love being loved." Peace.
It's crazy how we do episodes based on the people we call.
That's wild.
We
man.
didn't even
Dude,
announce a
that
topic.
is-
We're like,
That's insane.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was I didn't know that he was a social media guy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
no,
who
what I'm
he
saying
was.
is Cam will call a random number and think,
that's-
what are they good at? And then that's what the episode's about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thinking on your
I
feet
think it's coincidence. But it's
Oh
really
yeah.
just-
by design.
I knew it. He's not a man of God.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. The social media. That's so weird. I could have used Travis or Katie also, but I just honestly didn't think about it. I just thought social media, and then I wasn't even thinking about I was honestly thinking of the other side, like the negatives of it, like the influence in the culture of the bad ways of it. But then,
Yo, I used to get in Facebook fights all the time, and then
Yeah.
and then it was just too much of this.
then I moved to Twitter.
yeah, Twitter X, it's gonna be.
I used to have all the
I'm
socials,
going to see,
and then
see how many people I can get upset at Threads.
What, Dustin? What are you talking about? Every time I bring up Tiger, a horse,
No, I wasn't
a
saying
horse,
Goodness,
and then
man.
a tiger, and you're like, see,
Why
you're
are we-
negative content, and you're
why
the
are
one
we
who
doing
brought it
this?
up in the beginning,
Why are we
saying
doing
No,
this?
you literally brought up and said, "Do you
Why are
think
we
you
doing
could beat
this?
a tiger or a horse in battle?"
That's not what I said. I
That's
said,
the negative context
I
right
said,
there. Saying
I said, would you bring a horse or a tiger into battle?
You said a horse or tiger versus each other.
no,
That's
I did
negative.
Not. I said-
Obviously, a tiger's gonna win.
That's not what I said. I
You
said
have to give the.
I
you can
said
bring,
no. You're
you can bring.
No, you're wrong. I said, would you bring a horse or a
What
tiger
animal would
into
you bring
battle?
battle?
Would you ride a horse in a battle, or would you bring a horse in the battle?
I said it doesn't matter.
You would
think you
obviously.
said what would be your
Obviously,
battle
you
If
would
you're
ride the
bringing
horse.
a horse, you're
Obviously,
not bringing it with a leash. You're riding it.
I'm not gonna
You
say-
are
Bridle.
actually bringing.
Would you
a
have
tiger.
rather-
I mean, it's your horse.
Reins.
You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah,
Really.
Yeah.
but you're not riding a tiger.
I did-
And every time I say it, he goes, "See, you're putting it in a negative light already."
Because you are. I said it.
not.
I said it in a monotone voice. I said, "Would you bring a horse or a
do we end
tiger
up
into
fighting
battle?"
about this
and
every
then you
time?
said, "Look, I picked
We're
a
missing
horse.
the-
I'm
we're
going to ride
missing
the
the
horse. I'm going to
important
have a
thing.
weapon."
Harry, this isn't even my
We're
fight
missing
No,
the
I didn't
important
initially
thing.
say that. I said,
But
"I'm
you
riding a
took over
horse
what I
into
said.
battle, and you're bringing a
You
tiger into
put
battle."
the negative context into that.
No, wait, there's nothing
did.
negative.
You want
No,
some?
no. I'm saying you applied. You thought what I had said was negative because you disliked the way that you wanted me to give all of the info. All I said
A lot
Correct.
better the big version.
I just said, "Are you going to pick a horse or a tiger?" If we want to get into it,
If
we
you
can.
say, "Are you going to pick a horse
That's
or a
not
tiger?"
me
the
adding
best flavor.
negative
You're welcome.
context.
I
You
wasn't
said,
coming at
You
you.
said, "I'm going to bring a
no, you
horse.
can have these
I
all
can
with
have a
them."
weapon. I can ride it. He's going to bring a tiger."
We'll
you
listen
said
back.
it negatively,
We'll
which
listen
adds
back.
negative context.
Well, you definitely added negative
you,
context
you
initially.
had a negative tone of voice, which tells him that was a stupid choice, in your opinion. You're
and you
giving
think
your
the way
opinion.
you said it didn't think anyone would
No.
lean towards
No,
you're
you
a
said
tiger person.
What animal would you bring into battle? For instance, Cam said a tiger. Cam said a horse. David said a tiger.
And then I said, "I'm riding a horse into battle, and you're bringing a
But
tiger into battle."
you, with your tone of
You were
voice,
trying
I
to
didn't even
sway
show
it.
a weapon
You were
yet.
I
trying
gotta
to
be
sway it.
honest. I gotta be honest.
You were trying
definitely
to
sweated.
sway the. You were
He
trying to
definitely
sway.
was. I gotta be honest. I feel like this fight is so much bigger than us now. It's not even my fight anymore. I feel like
the thing is, I'm not
Because he's 3 miles
I'm
stuck up
still-
your butt for some reason.
I'm
I'm
still
not even on
indifferent.
his side.
good
I'm
place
in
to
the
be.
middle. I'm just saying.
Good place to be.
I just. Is that what you said? I just, for the sake of the argument, I want there to be good arguments. on both
Welcome
sides.
to the Skinny White Boys with Jordans podcast.
I don't have
With-
Jordans.
I've
That's
hated
not a good
so.
argument.
Yeah,
With
I'm
casual shoes.
I'm wearing cork shoes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
Dustin.
another question
Sorry.
would be, it's like, as you said, the lower
I picked
torso.
an elephant. I feel like
What
it's still
animal would
pretty
you
good.
choose for a lower torso
Dolphin.
if you had one?
No, that's a whole new
I
thing.
don't understand
No.
the lower torso. Like a
If you can
Like a
pick,
centaur
listen,
or
Like a,
so like your waistline down is a different animal.
yeah. Now, would it be proportionally accurate, or if, like we say,
No,
like,
it'd be like
a turtle,
real.
like your really tiny
Yes,
torso?
a little turtle,
It's just
and then
this big
body.
human head.
It's just,
Pick
you're,
wisely.
You're
Your
top
big
heavy,
arms.
so you just like lean over all the time.
I would pick honey badger.
No, would your body be the size of a honey badger or the size of a human?
No, normal size torso, honey badger size legs.
Ant.
Then you could beat 112.
fly.
What's the
Gnat.
I don't
What the
know.
one that would be
What
like
if-
least weird?
If you were to pick an aquatic animal,
I
where
was
would it?
stuck with it. Like,
where would it
like,
start?
Would a kangaroo be convenient?
Yeah, but so where are we
pretty fast,
classifying?
yeah.
Where does a
I can just
torso?
put all my stuff in the.
Where does the
pouch.
torso on a kangaroo end? Where would your body attach?
Oh,
That
what
would
if I
be
was just
important.
like a monkey?
Oh, so it's not like hips, like
So
hip,
social
but hip,
media.
but like part pouch too.
You'd have
Social
to.
media.
Social media.
You
We're
wouldn't be able
taking
to
it by
retain.
storm.
Social media is for kangaroos. Mic drop.
He's back. I just let him. I won't try to argue with him. I just let him make himself look stupid.
Yeah, social media, wonderful thing.
I mean, I'm famous because of it.
No.
Yeah, people.
Is a podcast considered social media?
YouTube.
It's a
I
form of
mean,
media.
Would YouTube?
No.
Would YouTube be
media
considered?
shared in a social aspect.
On the strictly the like the Spotify or Apple podcast platform, I would say no. But on YouTube, I would say yes, because you can have a profile, you can like, comment, whatever, connect with people, you can have
The
friends.
podcast is not
So-
social media, but
Yeah.
you use social media. It's like nobody's like, do you know what? I feel like Googling "Calm Down, It's Fine" podcast for no reason.
Yeah.
No, you use social media to build it.
There's only a handful of podcasts that are just famous for being famous, like the Robertsons Unashamed one. They don't promote it. It's the Robertsons. You just the people just know to listen to.
Are
it.
those
you listened
the
to
duck
well,
people?
I guess Blaze,
Have you listened to
Blaze
it?
TV would
I have
promote
not.
Have you listened to it?
Nope.
it. I have.
I haven't.
Is it the duck people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
They also had a show.
Sorry.
No, I was just.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have a TV show.
No, I know.
Yeah, it doesn't count as like
understand.
being built.
But
from
like,
nothing.
what I'm saying is that they don't have any platform where they promote this podcast. They have a show now where it's Jason Sy metal detecting, and it's
Right,
hilarious. But like, they don't promote their the podcast. is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I feel like if you want to have any kind of internet presence, you have to have social media.
Yes.
Especially if you're going to pastor.
Yeah, seriously.
Yikes.
If you're gonna make a dent in the kingdom.
Yikes.
That's
Like
Kingdom.
touch of God or like media skills.
How many followers do you have, Pastor Bro?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Do you know who didn't have a lot of followers?
Jesus.
Some guy only had 12. One of them wasn't even a real account either.
During
People, when people at
here's a funny thing
You
that
hear
happened
that?
Sunday.
No. Run that back. Run it back.
Well, that's a wasted joke. I said where
So you gotta listen.
one of them only had 12 followers and one of them was a fake account anyway.
It's a bot.
funny. But yeah,
What a bot.
He's like, oh man, I'm only 11 now.
So Sunday morning,
yeah.
during Sunday school,
Yeah.
our assistant pastor was like talking about pastors and preachers and stuff like that, and he said God-filled Bible believing pastors are in the pulpit, and ones that aren't Bible believing are on the podcast. And then he immediately looked over at me and goes, "I'm not talking about you. I'm sorry." I was like,
The other
I just
podcast.
I just laughed so hard. I
That's
laughed.
funny.
Yeah, he said as he was saying it, he went, "David has a podcast,"
Yeah.
and I was like, it's fine. I do both.
Yeah. we so
Yeah.
coming back from camp, a lot of our kids deleted forms of social media. Social media is like for my kids, I say this now. I mean, I think I will stick with this, but like I didn't have social media until I was 21.
I feel like you have to be a certain level of maturity to be able to handle it.
I don't think I'm going to let my kids have social media until they're 18.
Ben Shapiro said the same thing. Like
my wife
today or yesterday
didn't have it until 22.
Right.
Like that, 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Like in it's just there's the Explorer page, the direct messaging, the
there's so much
cultural influence.
That's behind
Like, I'm
all
thankful
that
for
stuff.
the people that are on it and they're trying to influence all the people that are on it, but I don't think you need to go to it too young. Like I don't think it's
right. Yeah.
there's just too much. Like there's so many guys and young preachers, even with Twitter and stuff. There's so many different voices on Twitter and different guys who are like hybrid Bible believers or hybrid pastors, and look at them like, man, they look like. And there's a draw to that. And then you try and look at like maybe your stripe or like, is my stripe represented? And it's like, oh, we're not very popular or something. So it's like, is there something wrong with? And then you start digging into this, and you start getting sifted by the popularity of something or the mass acceptance of something. We were at the fair just a few hours ago, right? And there's a country concert going on like right now. I can hear it because I'm only a mile from there. But everyone's dressed a certain way. Everyone's listening to a certain thing.
Right.
Everyone's doing the same thing. And you're like, I could get where this would suck you in.
Yep.
Because there's a draw to it. And it's like, if everyone's doing it, the way my sisters, my wife are dressed, it's like we definitely stand out. We're the awkward ones. Like we're the ones who are out of the 40,000 people, we definitely stand out. Like, oof, we're not. And so, but when you're on social media, you're watching stuff. A lot of things you see on there, music, dress, cultural trends, they're normalized because you see them all the time.
Right.
And then when you go against it, it's like, what are you, a weirdo? And so kids can't handle it. Like we had kids delete TikTok after coming back from camp. Kids delete Snapchat.
Yeah,
Instagram,
we had the same.
Facebook.
I had one of our team boys delete Twitch.
Oh, really?
He was like, should I delete Twitch? And I was like, well, that depends. I was like, is it a problem? Like, what are you watching on there, and how much of it are
Twitch?
you? It's a
like for gaming.
like a gaming streaming.
Yeah, that's for the gamers.
Yeah, and I said, what are you watching on there, and how much does it control like what you do? And he goes, yeah, I'm gonna delete Twitch. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it can be very beneficial, but
if you're not mature enough, you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
You're not going to use it for something beneficial.
I feel like at many times like a Pandora's box where you open it up. There's so much garbage there that you sift through, and there's good stuff at the bottom, but there's also so much garbage. Like I was talking to Miss Kara at like the junior camp, and they were talking about how her kids, getting older, what social media. I mean, you have Be Real, which is like I think of all of them. Be Real is kind of like you're posting a selfie and maybe captions of what's going on.
Wasn't that the Casey Neistat one?
I'm sorry.
That's the one. That
was that the Casey Neistat one?
That's the one that like sends a notification. I take a picture right now.
Right, like where you are in the moment.
Okay.
But what's nice, it's kind of like Instagram, but like if Instagram didn't have the search,
mine would just be all pictures of me at work.
well, yeah. Well, then you see others. You can comment on theirs, like, but it's only people you follow. But the thing was, like I was telling her, like Instagram, I hate.
David wears the same shirt 2 days in a row. It's gross.
Exactly. the same, yeah. Oh, gross. But like Instagram, that search bar is just like, and I even like the suggested reels and stuff. Like if I could just delete that whole section of it, like Instagram would be wonderful.
Honestly, when I jumped off of social media, and like at first it didn't take long for me to even forget that it was a thing. Like it was just kind of like, oh yeah. But I honestly, it's not so much that I miss, because like the big things that you do miss, like the memes and the videos and stuff like that. All of my friends send all that stuff to me anyway.
Yeah.
Like I don't have Instagram,
Right.
but I get about 7 Instagram videos a week from Harry in the group chat.
Yeah.
So like, so it's just like, okay, like, so the stuff that I would miss from social media, most people are sending to me anyway personally.
Everyone stop sending stuff to David.
No, I did feel a little weird because one day it hit me because like one day I was like, yo, TikTok's so bad and it's so dumb and blah,
TikTok
blah, blah,
is
blah.
the worst ever.
And then I was like thinking that stuff, and then like a couple hours later I found myself just like scrolling through YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
It's the same
And then
thing.
it hit me and I went, oh, these are the same videos
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Right.
Like it just like hit me one day. I was like, oh,
Yep.
I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But
What we've been trying to tell you.
Yeah.
The ant thing, the tiger thing.
But I feel like it's not even like
Club drill
oh my
thing,
gosh, he's
the Instagram.
Cameron's the
It's
only guy
not
that can't
even-
win a fight against ants, but
Keep
will kill a
telling.
tiger with a golf club.
Absolutely.
yeah. Where's the fault in that logic?
I'll use
That's
a fly
crazy, bro.
swatter.
It's crazy, bro.
I would win
That's
if I
wild.
had
The
a.
limp end
That's wild,
of
bro.
a fly swatter.
I just need
Bro,
a
this-
toothbrush and a gallon of paint, and I'll win.
It's madness.
Yep. Watch me do this thing. Listen,
You'd
I
show
don't
up
e-
late to the fight.
Craziness, bro. Crazy.
I've been in the middle the whole time.
I said you'd show up late to the fight.
Oh, sorry.
To
I thought you were saying that I whatever.
no.
Anyway, I pick an elephant. Totally on an elephant. Team elephant. Go back to the last episode.
What
Anyway,
were we talking about?
I was at, but the TikTok thing. I don't even think that people, even the people that are into TikTok, would really be willing to disagree that there's a lot of filth in there, more so than the other platforms. You know, especially
Is
because
TikTok
when
filthy?
you're-
Is that what you're saying?
yeah, and
Yeah,
well,
there were
espe-
studies about it.
Yeah.
You can just go down the rabbit hole by searching one thing.
Yeah.
My cousin downloaded TikTok and refused to subscribe or like any videos because he didn't want the algorithm
Yeah,
to like jump on his profile.
Mm-hmm.
So he refused to like or subscribe to anything. And he said in like less than 2 weeks, TikTok was like handing him like some like weird stuff.
yeah,
And he was like, "Dude, I don't even
Now,
like,
was he like-
I'm not even part of the algorithm.
Right, it's
in TikTok."
Was he
naturally
just scrolling stuff, or
steering
was he
you
like
in this
hitting
direction.
on?
No, he was just scrolling. like he
I wonder if they do
purposely-
algorithms like also like if you delay.
What's the algorithm? Explain it.
So the algorithm is if you have a presence on a specific social media platform, like we're talking about TikTok, so we'll just stick with it, because it all basically works the same. If you subscribe to a specific type of channel, or you like a specific type
Or
of
even
video,
if you view a certain video, right?
yeah, or something like that, the algorithm on the platform will notice that you interact and engage with those types of channels and videos. So then it will bring more of those.
a similar type?
Yeah.
So you'll have more.
I know what
time
it is. I'm
spent.
just saying for the
Yeah, so like if
Just
so
explaining
for
it.
example, if you were like, man, I really like Lego videos, and you subscribe to like 3 Lego guys, YouTube's gonna
Yeah.
keep recommending Lego videos to you.
right. Even on Instagram, if we ever boost a post, it's literally we'll say you can like I can for $2 I can boost a post and get 700 more people getting get it sent to 700 more people that watch it, and they're basically you're paying for them just to send this to people with the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Christian type people, like getting the podcast out there. And I've had people text me like after we did one of those, like, "Hey, your podcast showed up on the Random Reel," and because it's their
Right.
type of
Yeah.
thing. It's
Right.
Christian. It's funny. It's so it's clean. So that's definitely
Yeah.
something.
I've noticed that Facebook's algorithm does the exact opposite, because I used to get like a bunch of like manly stuff, like it was like, cars and like tractor pulls and like meats and stuff like that. And for the last 3 weeks, it's all been a bunch of vegan stuff.
Maybe you should do some
Maybe it's a sign.
self-examination.
Huh?
Maybe it's a sign.
Look inward,
What,
man.
that I should beat up vegans?
Look inward.
Maybe the Lord wants you to go
Yeah.
further towards Kinsey's diet.
Look inward.
Prepping.
No.
Who are you?
Bulk season's over, buddy.
Who are you? Who
Just
is
the-
Dust?
Shut up. It's not the personality of people that claim themselves to be vegans is the worst part. I don't even care about that vegan stuff. It's just the people that do it are so like,
I was watching a movie with my wife, and there's a person on there, and it was a typical looking. It was a girl.
Yeah.
She was bald headed. Like she would cut her hair off.
yeah.
Yeah.
And everything about her said vegan.
Mhm.
And the guy in the show is like, this girl is working for him, and he's like, "Yeah, I got you this. It's vegan." She goes, "You got me this, and you just assumed I'm vegan?" He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just assumed you were vegan." And she's like, "Well, before you go assuming, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
And she just lays in there, like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I shouldn't assume. You're right. You're right." And he walks away, and then comes back, and she's eating it. She goes, "Of course I'm vegan."
Was it?
Yeah.
I heard a joke years and years and years ago, and it was like a vegan, a CrossFitter, and what was this?
I know what this is.
Yeah, it was a vegan,
A
a
Marine?
CrossFitter, and a feminist walk into a bar. And we knew because they told everybody within 12 seconds.
There's other ones that have Marines in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it
that's
was-
why like CrossFitters and Marines, I feel like have the same spirit
Yeah, they
for the
do.
most part.
And then one
Sorry,
time
TJ.
I saw on a YouTube
I'm just kidding.
TJ, that you don't fall into that.
I'm not talking about you.
one time I saw on a YouTube comment thread, and it was like, "Hey, we're gonna play a game called Find the Feminist," and somebody like commented was like, "How dare you?" And then somebody commented,
Found
and
one.
found it, found it, dude,
It's funny.
bro.
Oh, did you hear Nate Land today?
No, I'm
Dude,
behind because of camp and stuff like that.
Yes, their episode on appliances.
Yeah, I downloaded it, but I haven't listened to
Right,
it.
so they're talking about appliances, and
Mhm.
Brian goes, I mean, dude, the funniest. I've heard a laugh like this in a long time. And you'll laugh again once you hear it, but I'm going
Right.
to spoil it for you right now. They're talking about appliances, and they're going through a list. What is the most durable, long-lasting appliance in the kit? Like literally that there is. Like no one would expect it.
Toilet.
So you're getting like it's something like that. But any guesses?
I don't know.
I want to say the dishwasher.
Trash can.
It's dishwasher,
Mm-hmm.
which is odd because
I think we're thinking the
it
same
breaks
thing.
so, and everyone's like, "Oh man, it breaks so often. It's crazy." It's like, yeah, I feel like dishwashers don't last long at all. And the guy who asked the question goes, "It lasts about 75, 80 years on average." Woman, and they're just like,
That's-
Yeah, bro.
so-
No, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Look, my brain didn't get there until like 2 seconds before you said it. I'm like, wait, he's gonna say
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
isn't he?
I was thinking, and that's why I waited to guess
Oh,
last. I was
yeah.
like,
You got something to do. We need to close up
Yeah.
this.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't really
Um,
nail down social media, but it's been a
we
fun
really
episode.
Yeah.
I'll say this before. Just with like social media, it is stupid how people will just follow any trend. And we've had dumb trends in the past. We've had
Yeah.
Tide Pods.
Tide
We
Pods,
had
planking.
people, cinnamon, all those things. Just
And then-
people following
somehow it got worse.
type of
It
trends.
gets worse every year.
Yeah.
So what
That-
trends have you been following recently?
He's-
well, following necessarily experiencing.
He's
there's a trend
risen
on
for
TikTok.
Christ.
There's a trend on TikTok where it's
Risening.
like you can break into Hyundais and Kias. Like so, you break their bust their back windows, like the alarms won't come off, and you can like hijack cars with like a USB port. So that's been going around in Philly a lot recently. So in the course of 2 weeks, I've had 2 windows busted. So it's pretty fun. So
Dude, that's crazy, dude.
yeah.
You might want to move.
So I haven't parked a lot getting key away, but it's all good. But even just like the jokes on like there's like lifting pages, like the joke of like just the haircuts people have. It's like just people are so like
There's-
identity is wrapped up in these trends, and they're spending on like I looked it up 8 hours a day on
Yeah.
so like on screen time, half it being social media. Just like
Yeah.
that is their life.
It's
is
kinda
those
wild.
things.
Well, and that's like what he was talking about at the fair. Like everyone that was going to to this concert thing, they were all dressed exactly
Right.
the
And now
same
there's
way.
it's not like
And I
everybody's
understand.
following the same exact thing, but you
Right.
have like a group you're following. Like there's like
Yep.
there's always like that crowd, like the table is set up. But like it's funny, like when you get in that table, like you're always like okay,
Yeah.
like this like the stereotype was like the jocks, the goths, like
Yep.
the like you could have like the TikTok trend, but like they're always like they look
Identical.
identical. It's like
And that with that, I mean, they wouldn't all look like that if it wasn't for the social media and all this the cultural stuff that they're being force fed to know, what they're supposed to dress like. I mean, it was like the same shorts, the same shirts,
Same boots.
it was all the same. Everything was exactly the same.
We noticed that when Nikki and I went to Nashville for our anniversary, we noticed like literally you walk like if you went to like downtown Nashville, to like look at, because we went to go see the Ryman
Yeah.
while we were there. Like I wanted to get a picture of the Ryman and stuff.
Yeah.
And we got there.
Don't
and
you see him every Sunday and Wednesday?
Yeah. This Ryman way bigger.
Oh.
Way bigger. But we went and you get down there, and when I say everyone is addressed exactly the same, and
This is a convenient plot ploy. So this took like months. Yeah, I guess the people just look the same everywhere. This is something months in the making that like Cam and I were like trying to organize a while ago.
and you kept it a secret.
I kept it a secret.
I'm
Yeah.
both
But-
intrigued and nervous at the
So-
same time.
It looked heavy.
Life be happening. So this
Life-
is
Life be happy.
I think you should check that one. I don't know if that's yours or not.
It looks like
And
it'd
we'll
be
see.
that, boys.
Does that say? Who does that say?
Says Cam.
It says Cam. All right.
That's you.
And then, well,
That's
there's a tuxedo deal that was sort of formed. And can you just pass that to Dustin?
Oh, I get one too.
Yeah.
What is
So they had tuxedos on them, and they are. It says she only gave me one thing to pick out for the wedding. Will you be a best man?
Oh.
So
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look, he's got a mustache.
and then
Look at that guy.
yeah, so it's just an empty bag too. So what it is
Well, we get
is
to keep the bag, right?
yeah, you can keep the bag. So we have, Dave was asking if I send Dustin like the invite. So this is invitations to be the.
Look
Oh,
at that.
So we got best man
Look at this.
there. So
Put the mustache on.
glasses.
Do I get to put it on? Oh,
Put it on.
So there's also it's a good time. Just
I'm wearing
two of
this every day.
my favorite
Every day.
guys.
Do it,
I'll
man.
get
Really
yelled
figure we
at, but
need
I'm
it.
gonna do it anyway. I can't get the staple out. I don't want to put it in my face.
Pin it.
So-
Just pin it to your lip.
Don't,
Look at
I'm not
the other
that
one.
much of a man.
I can't, dude. It's too brutal.
What's too brutal?
It's brutal. You can't just.
What?
Dustin didn't even recognize it. There's one for you too.
What?
I can't.
I felt terrible.
Do you like
didn't
how
wanna acknowledge
I was just like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
I couldn't. Dude, I was bleeding inside.
Oh, so this
My
this
feelings
one is
genuinely
for.
were not hurt though.
This one says to our highest subscriber. So for the audience, if you guys go on there,
Are you serious?
no, it's
That's a great idea.
it's ridiculous.
It's not even David's shit.
Oh,
Put the mustache on. More two cup.
He hands it to David thinking it's his. It's like, no, actually.
Who's our highest subscriber
This
currently?
card fits in here like a glove.
Yeah.
I'm never getting this out. Oh my gosh.
Oh
So-
man, will you be my groomsman?
Yeah.
I'll pray about it. And
There's a note I put on it.
David,
I did
you had
see.
to feel a twinge of awkwardness.
it was slightly awkward, but more than awkward, I was genuinely happy about the moment for Harry.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was,
So, like,
he told me for weeks he was gonna
Yeah.
listen to my. I've been
So
dreading
there
it.
was
I'm
supposed to
like,
be more stuff. This was like months ago, and like we were intentionally doing it, and then like just things happened where it never got around to it. So there's empty boxes, and there'll be stuff down the road with it.
Oh, so I have to wear the mustache in order.
You have to wear the mustache.
You have to wear the mustache.
So this
You have
was
to take a picture and send it to
I
him, or
think
else
the,
he doesn't know.
the note
what?
says.
You have to send a
Yeah.
picture to him of you wearing the
So
mustache.
for those listening, I had these bags with tuxedos on them,
We'll take one
and
together.
asking
You know, I
all the
genuinely-
guys in the podcast to
I
be in the
genuinely
wedding.
almost said in this episode that I forgot my sunglasses because I was the sunglass guy, and Harry had me covered.
And then
Will you be my best man? I get to be your best man.
yeah.
Aw. Look,
Dude,
I
why do you
never
have your
knew when
mustache on upside down?
Your
You look
mustache.
like Waluigi right now. What are you doing?
He doesn't know.
I
You look like an evil Frenchman when
It
you
works.
have that
same
on.
way.
No, his is right side up.
Up? I thought it was like this.
No, it's the other way.
Give me this.
It curves up. Maybe it's a different mustache. I don't know.
It's different. No, this
But
definitely,
I think the note
this
said,
this
well,
would
it's
be-
probably a different mustache. Then maybe just
it's like that one.
There you go. So like Ruth was like, so when are we gonna update the registry of who's in your wedding? I'm like, well, I have to like announce it to the guys. So maybe at some point, So one of them was like, this would be a lot easier of sending a text, but she made me do it.
More to come, or more to come. Haha, get it?
What's the rest
You get it? You get
The
it?
next best empty thing to the tomb. Christ is risen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there were empty
Is that what he wrote?
boxes.
Yes, Wade.
What
That,
did you write that on?
Empty boxes.
Yeah, empty boxes. Hope deferred. But like no, because I originally was I
He's
I
on a
knew
budget.
Did he write empty tomb?
like months ago when I first did it. You're like, okay,
It's not what
John, I
mine
get
said.
get this done in like
Yeah, mine didn't.
by
Yeah, that's what
in
mine
2
said.
days. So I just shipped everything to Amazon really quickly, and then
Did you
like
get this idea off social media?
no, it was Amazon's like hey stuff, and
You
then
spent more money on the bags and the.
Guys, I think I have the tism, bro. I can't get the sticky.
Well,
mark.
I got it Disney hard. No, man.
I can't get it. To stick.
so
Know what I mean?
Well, thanks, Harry.
Yeah.
I can't make it, but I sure liked it.
is that you guys keep the mustache though?
Appreciate the
Yeah.
invite.
Your mustache is bigger than mine.
So that means you all get to be in a wedding.
I can't get
Yeah.
the sticky.
You want
So we're gonna all just do a podcast there real quick.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a podcast.
So when you were
On the,
talking about David's talking about asking if Dustin got invited, I'm like, this is gonna get awkward.
Yeah.
Because
hey, how did you?
So my mom was like, Harrison, you really shouldn't hide it from David and make him feel bad. I'm like, well,
So your mom knew that you were gonna try that?
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Dang.
Oh, your message is like way more impressive.
I know, isn't it? What were you
I feel like it's gonna hurt really bad when I take it off too.
Nah.
Really falling off.
No.
I've taken it off 4 or 5 times.
Hey, save the date, man.
But my mustache is a little thicker than yours.
This is cool. So now I know
It was like
what
the-
day of the month.
Who's that guy? Like who
meant my
appears in
real
like all
mustache.
the
Tune into YouTube
Like
to
the-
see your mustaches.
cowboy cameos.
Could have sent you a
What's his
text,
name?
but she made me do
Oh,
this.
Sam. Is his name Sam? Like
Sam Elliott?
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
That's like a Sam Elliott mustache.
Tom
All right.
Selleck.
His is
We're,
amazing.
we're,
Tom Selleck.
we're
is
ending
another
this
one.
episode.
Hold on,
Why,
I have
with
to
the
take a
mustaches?
picture of this and send it to
Take a picture.
We're
Harry.
gonna take one together.
Hey,
okay.
you might like
Harry.
the mustache.
So
Harry, give the gospel.
You know it's better than mustache. Are you risen?
Christ is risen. That's the truth. Jesus Christ said, "I am the way, the truth, the life."
Sure did.
It's been a while. You know, I'll let the podcast down. I'll let David down. I'll let wedding. I'm sure I'll let Ruth down. But somebody who's never left David down, Ruth down, or the guys down, or the audience down, Jesus Christ, and changed my life. Called me. Was faithful in ministry, and God is very good, and God is blessing. And just I look at life, and even with this not being here, just the busyness of life and going on, and you just God is really good, and such an opportunity, and just it's incredible. And there's no way that you can just say it's all coincidence. And God has a purpose. God has a plan for every one of our lives. And I challenge you not just to obviously accept the Lord as Savior, but figure out what does God want to do for your life. And God has greater things, and He has an expected end to give you, and they're greater thoughts we ever could dream of. And I challenge you, get in the Word, just say yes to the next thing. Whatever God wants you to do next, say yes. And you'll look back and say, man, I never dreamed of how God could have blessed, how God could have used me. And wherever that next step is for you, whether it be reading more, whether it be involved in ministry, whether it be praying or whatever it is, and God's been working on your heart, say yes to that and continue to say yes to that. And you'll be amazed at what God will do with your life. So not necessarily a gospel drop, but encouraging. Man, God is really, really good, and God has blessed all of our lives here. And I'm excited to see what will happen in the future.
Awesome, man. Good to have you back.
I'll
Hope
be
you all
gone next
enjoyed
week,
that
don't worry.
episode. And love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave a comment on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Buy a shirt.
Wedding
CNetMerch.com.
registry. Wedding registry.
Give
We
it
need
to
to
'em.
plug that. The Knot. Harrison and Ruth. We'll put it on social media. The knot.com/ I don't know, Harrison
We'll put
and
it on.
Ruth.
We'll
We'll
put
figure
it
it
on.
out.
Then Evan Stewart will promote it.
Dude, it's gonna be really. It's
All right,
gonna
y'all.
hurt so bad to take this off.
Peace. No, don't take it off yet. We have to take a picture.
I'm just saying it's gonna hurt.